Your goal doesn't have to be to run your photography business as a full-time business to be successful. You can be a great photographer and make a lot of money having your photo business be a side hustle or a side business. So in this video, my co-instructor Will Carnahan talks about how he now uses his wedding photography business as a side business along with all the other things he does, and how that kind of fits into his life and how he manages it all. I hope you enjoy.
Hi friends, I wanted to talk to you right now about running a wedding photography company as a side business. Now, back in the past, I was actually a full-time wedding photographer. I'd say full-time while I was in school and then just out of college. And that meant every day I'm trying to contact clients, I'm working on my website, I'm trying to make contacts, I'm setting up meetings, I'm working on my portfolio. Being a full-time wedding photographer is a full-time job. And not only that, you can kind of make your own hours during the week, but then during the summer, maybe during the winter, whenever your wedding season is for your area, every Saturday and Sunday you're pretty much working, which means Saturdays and Sundays are no longer Saturdays and Sundays, they're job days, and that depends on sort of what your season is where you live. But being a full-time photographer, wedding photographer, is a full job, and I don't think a lot of people quite understand that. It's a good thing, it's great, but alternatively, if you're just getting into photography and you'd like that to become your full-time job, wedding photography becomes a side job or a part-time job or a side hustle if you're just trying to make some extra money. Now currently, myself, I use wedding photography as a side job now. I'm no longer a full-time wedding photographer. I'm a full-time teacher and I'm a full-time cinematographer, so I do a lot of video stuff. But on the side, I still shoot weddings on the side. And so part of that is I don't take more than 4 to 5 weddings during the summer, which is my busy season month, and I still have to keep on top of things, right? So I'm constantly updating my wedding blog. My wedding portfolio. I don't have a wedding blog anymore. Something to think about though, if your part-time job is a wedding photographer, is how do you drive more people to picking you up as a photographer? Now, if it is a part-time job or it is a side hustle, which is really nice side income, you have to sort of rely more on your network, right? Because if you're just part-time, you're not really going to have the amount of time to put into advertising on the Knot or the Wedding Wire or a website or putting blogs together or pushing your Instagram. It's a side hustle, right? So relying on your network, friends of friends of friends of friends. So shooting, posting maybe something about your wedding on your personal Instagram once in a while. Basically just pushing yourself to being in the sort of network and in the know-how, so people know that you take wedding photos, so that you can line up those gigs. And that's not easy. You have to sort of talk to people, sort of drop hints that you're a photographer. It's sort of something you kind of have to figure out per your own network and where those sort of rely, while at the same time having your normal Monday through Friday job. That can be pretty difficult. Relying on free advertising like Instagram is a good way to basically push your photography without having to pay for it. Tagging stuff, commenting on other people's stuff. Also looking at engagement sessions for other people, or if people announce that they're getting married, hitting them up and be like, hey, I do weddings like at a cheaper side hustle rate. That's like a really good way to get going as a side wedding photographer, and it can be very lucrative if you treat it right. You don't want to be paying thousands of dollars for advertising or spending tons of time during the week when you have your regular job. You just spend your Saturdays and Sundays sort of lightly working on weddings, booking weddings, so that when the time comes during your season, you maybe have 2 to 3 weekends a month where you're shooting a wedding. And you can start charging when you're at your height closer to $2,000, $3,000. And if you make that in a weekend, that's a really good side hustle. It's not what you can be charging right out the gate, but you can get there if you take your time and work your way up to it over a year or two of doing a side wedding hustle. This is my wedding photography portfolio, and you can see it's really basic. It's just all my sort of favorite, most recent, best shots. I don't have a huge collection yet as far as looking into deeper collections. I keep it simple, right? Here's the portfolio. These are a lot of my favorite shots. You can see I use a lot of photos of brides because typically that's who's looking at your portfolio. If you go into collections here, you can see where I've sort of built out, and I've started building out a small collection because people want to see the story of their day. So they want to be able to see what is the overall photo of the day. Here's one of my favorite Kirstens and Travis, and you can see it goes from them getting ready, the portraits, the ceremony, you know, just simple, quick shots and quips of an entire collection. Now, if I were a full-time professional wedding photographer, I would have more of these, and I would have a blog, and I would have, you know, more things to be showing. But for me, being a side hustle wedding photographer, I keep it simple. I keep it light. I keep it quick. You know, I'm not going to be charging exorbitant amount of money for where I live, and a lot of these people that I'm shooting are my friends or my friends of friends. So that's sort of my sort of excuse or sort of style in which you want to treat a wedding photography side hustle. You can be a full-time wedding photographer, but you can also do it on the side and make a couple extra bucks. It's just finding that balance of juggling it. And it's a good way to start if you're going to be a full-time wedding photographer at some point. So thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoyed this tip, and as always, you can learn more creative skills over at videoschool.com. And if you are interested in any of our photography courses, any student that enrolls in a photo course gets invited to our private Facebook community with over 65,000 other photo students. It's great for learning tips, getting inspiration, asking questions, joining competitions, contests, all kinds of other cool stuff. So we hope you join a class and get in our community and help us grow. Anyways, have a beautiful day.